Cam Ward's rookie season seemed pretty underwhelming and in some ways bad, but the thing is, it really wasn't. A lot of the conversation around Ward has been focused on everything around him: the offensive line, the wide receivers, the play calling, and how those things held him back. But while some of that criticism is absolutely fair, I think it has caused people to miss what was actually happening on the field, because when you do watch the film, Ward's rookie season was much more fascinating and complicated than simply saying he was a okay quarterback who was held back by a bad offense. So today we'll be breaking down some of these things, starting with the most fascinating: the gauntlet of defenses he faced. For most rookie quarterbacks, the level of defenses you face in general are going to be a mixed selection of good and some bad. This is great for rookie QBs, as you see them do pretty well against the bad, some mistakes against the average defenses, and usually look bad against the great defenses. For Cam Ward, as some of you guys know, he faced so many high caliber defenses, it felt like the schedule was rigged against the Titans. Even though when you look at some of the teams Ward faced, you initially think that they are bad, like the Browns, the Colts, or the Patriots. These teams, at least going into the year, were not good offenses or defenses, but they played much better than anticipated. And on the flip side, there were so many high caliber defenses he faced. Cam Ward faced the Broncos, the Rams, the Texans twice, Chargers, Seahawks, the Jaguars twice, and Chiefs. 7 high caliber defenses, 9 total times. The only bad defenses he faced were the Raiders, Cardinals, and the 49ers. And according to Sumer Sports, he had by far the hardest schedule with a wide margin. No one even close had a difficult schedule. He basically faced 13 good to great defenses. That's basically all his games. One game in particular where Cam Ward showed some promise was the Seahawks game. Against the Seattle Seahawks, he, despite facing a very difficult defense, showed good playmaking when the coverage was great or the protection broke down. On this play, it will be 4th down, 4th and very long that is. Seattle will be running a cover 3 variation post snap, with Seattle setting the house as if it is cover 0. Cam Ward will not only have nothing open, but will not have anything realistically open the whole play. But the rushers are getting through the wall, and Ward makes one miss, tries to take off through the pocket here, but then he'll have a big boy blocking the way. So instead of just taking the sack or making a mess of it, he throws it to the tight end before getting decked. And it goes pretty far, just not close enough for the first. What's impressive is that he didn't make a mess and he kept trying. Here on another 4th down, the Seahawks are running cover 2 man pre-snap. Seattle is also showing a blitz, but doesn't commit both defenders, only one. This opens up the slant, which is clearly open, but that shouldn't take away from the fact that it is 4th down and he is a rookie QB. For veteran, yes, that's the obvious thing, but for a rookie whose nerves are probably getting to him, it matters even more. Again, the Seahawks are running a cover 2 variation. Ward will get the snap and look to his left. He'll have the tight end open, but it will not be sufficient for the first, as it is 4th down. Ward also has someone coming off the edge and is in his face, so he has to move. There isn't time to do anything, but he escapes the grasp of the defensive lineman and slips through another, getting the 4th down conversion and diving down. I think Cam Ward was incredible given the high caliber defenses he faced. I don't think, or at least it doesn't feel like it, that a rookie QB has, at least in a long time, played this amount of high caliber defenses and survived. So that automatically makes him really good, right? Well, no, because even though he faced very difficult defenses, he wasn't exactly good in those games. He did make mistakes, but he did show he could handle the heat that those defenses threw at him. It's why I feel he was not Rookie of the Year, because he looked okay. He survived and looked more than viable, but he wasn't really good or great. In terms of projection and development, it is great news. Before a Rookie of the Year award or in a rookie review like this, you have to look at it differently than what he actually did and not what he will be. An important point as well is that Cam Ward did not look good against bad defenses. He was okay, which makes the analysis more difficult to say, hey, if he didn't face great defenses, then he would have looked really good, but he didn't besides the Arizona game. So what exactly was not good then? Well, he throughout every single game was not seeing the field right. We complain about the Titans offense by not having answers, but the truth was it did a lot of the time. If his first read was not there, he would gloss over the second or third read, and in particular if he had to read the whole field. His post-snap processing was pretty rough, leaving simple passes on the table. So even when the throw was clearly there, you saw him not making the decision to throw there. And in his best game of his rookie season, you saw this decision-making issue come up time after time. It's going to be 2nd down with the Chiefs showing a cover 2 variation, but then these 2 defenders come flying in because they think the snap was going off, but it doesn't, and it gives away the real coverage, cover 1 with a blitz. Cam Ward then gets time to know what the coverage will actually be and where the blitzers will actually be coming. He'll get the snap and then look to the left. Now I'm not sure if this is bad spacing of the receivers or if this is a intentional rub. I'll go with the latter because that just makes more sense. With this rub, the goal is to free up the outside receiver running inside. To pull this off, there'll be a delay, but if the coverage is truly man coverage, this will be open and there's plenty of space as well. Spags runs one of the most man coverage defenses in the NFL, so it's likely this is all intentional by the Titans. Ward will be looking here, seeing the wide receiver about to release out into the open, and then he moves off that to the right. There he sees another open wide receiver, and you can clearly see this because he has a straight line of sight. From there, he gets swallowed up by the rush. I don't necessarily knock him for not throwing to the out route here because he got his own guy driven into him, but it's absolutely on him for not throwing to this receiver here. There's no reason to not throw the corner covering the wide receiver being separated from covering him. In the same game, we see another situation where Ward doesn't pull the trigger. It'll be third down and the Chiefs are showing cover 2 with a blitz, but once again, it will be cover 1 man. With the motion being used to make way for the tight end, Ward just needs to fire this in quickly because this safety is sitting right there. If Ward waits too long, the tight end will have a tough fight for the first down. Cam Ward does hesitate and simply doesn't throw it, even though it is open now and the first down's right there, 2 yards away from the tight end. He might be worried about the safety coming down, but he doesn't need to be if he simply gets the ball out quickly, and Ward gets engulfed by the pocket once again. Same situation here. It's third down and the Chiefs are showing cover 2 man, but with some blitzers again pre-snap. Ward will get the snap and look to the left, and then for whatever reason moves to the middle and then the right. This makes no sense that there's only one receiver on this side and essentially is double covered. Ward, no matter what the play called for, should move right back to the left because that's where I feel the play is designed to be, and if he did, he would catch the wide receiver breaking open deep. A massive big time throw opportunity. Ward has nowhere to go on the right side and just nowhere to throw to. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. This decision making issue has to be resolved to a almost non-existent level if he's going to work out in the NFL and be that franchise guy. Drake May did it as he suffered with missing the easy stuff, though that was more of a accuracy driven thing than a decision making thing, just to clarify. And something else I feel people need to be rethinking about Cam Ward is the misconception that everything around Cam Ward is why the offense struggled and why he struggled. It's a half truth, half false thing. Obviously the play calls and the play design was flawed while Brian Callahan was there. That's pretty clear. Once he left, the play calling got significantly better. But I want to zone in and skip the fluff to one critical thing: explosive throws. The offense was deemed to have a lack of explosive plays and the supporting cast was largely blamed for it, like the wide receivers. But Cam Ward was also a major factor in it as well, meaning like he has his blame. Not saying it's all on him, just saying that he is responsible as well. He missed many explosive throws, whether that was choosing not to throw to them or just straight up missing them. Like here against the Raiders, Ward will not only miss a crucial throw on third down, but he also misses a explosive throw as well. The coverage at first shows to be cover 1, man to man, and then rotates to cover 7. Ward will get the snap and look to the left to see the outside guy actually going to be open later, but he passes that up, which is fine since it's third down. What he moves to next is the first real mistake he makes. With cover 7, all these guys are playing zone and keeping everything in front of them, but the corner's playing soft zone on the outside. This leaves all this space exposed, meaning the post that A.O. Manor is running will be open and it's an explosive play opportunity. Now Ward glosses over this for another throw, one that is kind of risky and definitely a tight window throw. This is poor processing for that post that was missed. At least he can hit this throw to make up for it, and that he doesn't do, and he dirts the ball incomplete. Later on, we'll see another mixed explosive throw. It's second down and the Raiders will be running a too high look. At first, Ward looks to the left and he has a big time throw opportunity. This is a tighter window, but because of the soft zone these guys are playing, it will leave this open. For average armed quarterbacks, this is something that requires anticipation and is more of a difficult throw. Now for QBs like Cam Ward with a big arm and lots of arm talent, it is a lot easier, and these throws become expectations of them. But Ward passes this up and looks to the right. He's looking to this receiver who is not open, and this receiver who could be, but that's a throw that has to be thrown with like all his might, like muscling that in. And it's still risky because the linebacker and safety right there. I don't think he sees the check down, which at this point is the best route to go. Pressure arrives though, and Ward has to escape, which he does for the first rusher, but the second rusher, he doesn't. And right as he's throwing this, he gets hit and he gets caught in the air and the ball is intercepted. I'm not going to blame him for the interception or really focus on that. The problem is seeing a throw that is open for you and then you ignore it. Knowing how Cam Ward was in college, being hyper aggressive, it's odd that throughout his film, he just really doesn't take more opportunities. I lean towards it more being the coaches that are drilling that into him. I think that's a problem. If so, like I prefer it to be in practice, but in a few games, just to see him try to fit as many explosive throws as he can. Even if it results in 4 to 5 interceptions, like I don't care. I'd rather him do that, test the limit to see what he can do, do and then pull back from there. That's what Mahomes did. That's what Tua did, oddly. He's not good, but these explosive and big time throws are what makes Cam Ward special. Now it's third down and Ward's trying to make a comeback. The Raiders are running cover 3. Ward will look to the middle and then to the left. He's going to be trying to get to here on the left side, and he gets what he wants and has this receiver open, wide open actually. To be safe though, in case his corner is going to try to jump it, he has to place it towards the sideline and preferably not too low so this guy doesn't undercut it. He also has plenty of time and he's been sitting on this read for quite some time. So he throws this and he dirts it, not even close to the wide receiver, and he also threw to the out route, not the other receiver. I'm not sure why he throws there, but either way he dirts the ball and now it's 4th and long, backed up against the end zone. Cam Ward constantly overthrew balls no matter where it was on the field. Ward also didn't have a severe accuracy issue in college. He obviously isn't this like laser accurate passer, but nor should he be expected to given his playing style, but he wasn't this bad in college. Ward is really tricky for me to evaluate because I see the processing issues. I see him choosing not to throw explosive throws. He also had easier reads without having to read the full field a ton early on in the season, which is expected. That's what you want to see. But when there was full field reads, he did struggle to see everything. And that's what you saw earlier in the film that we looked at. He would miss throws. At the same time, I did see him make relatively good decisions with the ball for his game being oriented on making plays outside of structure or big time throws both in and outside the pocket. He did not struggle with simply running the offense. He was solid, better than I expected him as a rookie, especially against great defenses, but it's not like good enough for me to say that he was really good. He was almost just neutral. I think that's fine. Overall, I was impressed by Cam Ward in his rookie year. I expected a reckless, out of control gunslinger who would have had a hard time adjusting to the NFL level. Instead, I saw a much more level-headed player who did really well given his circumstances. Cam Ward does need to improve on his overall processing and decision making, along with making more of the special throws without the errors. Now, what about QB who was deemed to be on par with Cam Ward going into the 2025 year? Shedeur Sanders was not a good rookie QB in the NFL. Along with him is Jackson Dart, who's also not as good as people are making him out to be in his rookie year. Check out those rookie review videos here or some of my other stuff there.